Hello, YouTube. This is MPD News. I'm T, and we finally have a couple stories. I did give you guys an update already about how I did interview a couple people about what has been going on in their lives with the narcissist that they know without them really knowing who the narcissist was, but I just knew that they were a narcissist. I did get an email, and then I have all these other stories about different people who have been in a relationship with narcissists. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you a story about a young woman named Samantha. And yes, she did decide to put her name out there. So props to her for being strong enough to let us know who she is and expose her narc. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And then later on, I will post a lot more videos of other people who've also I've interviewed about the narcissist that is in their life, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the stories. I have about at least 10, so I'm gonna go ahead and tell you all 10 of those, but that'll be in some later videos. So if you want to hear all those stories, then stay tuned. So Samantha, this is what she says. I was married to a narc for 3 years, and I finally see what's been going on. I met him at work. I was the administrative assistant, and he was a dance instructor. I saw him the moment he walked through the door, and we locked eyes. He smiled, and I was immediately attracted to him. For some weeks, I'd watch him dance and teach through a mirror while I was at the front, and he'd sometimes catch me and wink. It was exciting for me, and I wanted to go out with him, but I was afraid to ask. He miraculously texted me. I think he got my number from the employee phone book, but I didn't care. I liked him. He asked me on a date, and I accepted. He took me to fancy restaurants and bought me flowers and sent them at the desk for everyone to see. I felt loved and spoiled, fell in love. 2 months of this, and he took me to the beach with his family and a couple of his friends. We had lots of fun, swimming, drinking, and dancing, and suddenly he gets down on one knee and proposes to me in front of everyone. I was elated and said yes. He was everything I imagined: handsome, fit, responsible, and romantic, and we got married 5 months later. We moved in together. We was happy. We were happy. Everything was perfect. I went out with friends to dance a month later, and he was furious about the way I was dressed and that I danced without him. He slammed doors, told me I was disrespectful, and I never left without him after that. He stopped sending flowers. He blamed me for bills not being paid on time when he was the one who made an agreement on certain bills. He ignores me when I don't do what he wants. He controls everything I do. He has made my daily schedule and will check in. If I don't follow it, he punishes me by silent treatment or getting his family to text me that I need to be a better wife. It's been this way on and off, and I'm confused. He will be really sweet and take me on expensive dates and treat me like a queen, and the next moment he's at it again with silent treatment and family ganging up on me. He has been really sweet, and I think it's because he wants kids, but I don't know if I want to stay any longer. Should I break it to him that I don't want kids and leave, or should I stay and work it out? I'm still skeptical to whether he's a narcissist or not. Please get back to me. I don't have money for therapy or live coaching. I'm desperate for anything. Thank you for some of your videos. You've resonated with me. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to share your story with me. I know there are a lot of good coaches out here and people who are more I guess well known or well educated on this matter than I am, that could help you better than I can. But I thank you for even coming to me and asking me for what I think and advice on what to do. You're welcome for those videos, and I'm glad that they resonated with you, and I am here to help you as much as I can. And I'm sure that there are going to be a lot of people who might even comment and tell you what they think you should do. So maybe look out for those. But yeah, thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for um, helping everybody else realize that there are people out there that are, going about their narcissism in different ways, so that when they come in contact with something like this, they can be able to spot these red flags if they don't know what they already are. But yes, I'm going to go ahead and get into these issues, and I'm going to try and help you out as best as I can. And I will even email you when I post this video up so that you're able to hear my response. Okay. Okay. So, all right, let's get to the beginning. One of a couple of things that did catch my attention was that he texted you and got your number from the employee phone book. While that sounds like kind of cute and everything, that he kind of just looks through the employee phone book and finds your number, decides to text you, it might have been, I don't know how old you guys are, but I mean, if you're, I just feel like, in my opinion, if you're like a mature adult, you should have he should have spoken to you directly and maybe got your number, unless he's shy. But he didn't seem very shy, if he, was dancing and winking at you and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel he should have spoken to you directly, if not asked you for your number. And then another thing that caught my attention was that, you guys went through 2 months of him taking you to fancy restaurants, buying you flowers, and you feeling loved and spoiled. And then he brings you in front of a bunch of people and then asks you to marry him. It seems like it's just moving really quickly, and usually that's what happens with narcissists. They move really quickly. I I don't I need more information to just tell you or decide whether or not I don't really think it's my place, but tell you whether or not this man is a full-blown narcissist. It seems like he does have some narcissistic traits, but anyway, I'm gonna keep going. Again, yeah, the whole, it seems like you guys are a little bit rushing a little bit with the whole relationship in the beginning. The fact that you got dressed and went out with your friend to dance and he got upset with you and was upset with what you wore, that's a little controlling. Slamming doors and stuff like that because you went out dancing with him. And I can understand he's a dancer, but that doesn't mean that you can't do that, or can't even enjoy doing that with your friend and have some space without him to do that. So that, sounded a little off. It does sound like childlike behavior to slam doors and not be able to speak in a mature manner about your issues. Blaming you for bills not being paid when he was the one that made an agreement on the bills, on what bills should be paid. And so he's not, coming up on his end of the agreement and is blaming you for the fact that he can't step up to the plate. That's certainly, that's off. Him ignoring you when you don't do what he wants, that is common for narcissists to do. I think the fact that he has made a schedule for you. It's like he's definitely trying to control every little thing that you do throughout the day, and then checking in to make sure you're doing that. And if you're not doing that, he punishes you with the silent treatment and probably goes back and tells his family all different things about you that aren't true. So, yeah, that sounds off also. And the fact that, you've mentioned that it has been this way on and off, it kind of reminds me of that hot and cold dynamic that narcissists like to do, where they like, one moment they like to be all in, the next moment they're all out, then they're all in, and then they're all out, and they're really cold, and he's blaming you and ignoring you, silent treatment, having his family gang up on you and make you feel like a terrible person. And then now, I want a baby. I'm all in your face. I'm being nice. I'm giving you flowers again. I'm sweet talking you. Whatever it is that he's doing, that definitely sounds something a narcissist would do. And then also the hoovering. I feel like it's a part of, maybe, I'm not sure if you're starting to get, because the fact, I'm sure that it comes out of you in very subtle ways where you're possibly, because you feel like you don't know if you should stay, if you're skeptical whether or not he's a narcissist, or you want to leave, you don't really want to have kids. I'm sure narcissists, they are hypersensitive, so I'm sure that he can sense all that, so he's trying to reel you back in and tell you that he wants to have kids and extend the family. So that, I feel like that's Hoover. Now, to answer your questions, should you break it to him that you don't want kids and leave, or should you stay? I would say this, in my personal opinion, I don't find this healthy relationship, controlling the things that you do and not being able to have healthy communication, and not trusting you. That's it's like a fundamental thing that you need in a relationship, and it definitely crumbles down. You don't have that. So yeah, I think that, in my opinion, I would say that if whenever you're ready, that you should break it to him that you don't want to be with him. Well, I wouldn't break it to him. Let's do this. I think, well, if he's a narcissist, and it seems like he is, so I'd be very careful. I want you to have a very, very concrete plan, and strategize how you're going to get out, and what you're going to do before you just get up and go. You want to have a plan, and make sure he doesn't figure this plan out. Don't tell anybody else. You could write it out, but if you write it out, do not leave it out in the open at home. Don't leave it in your car, because maybe one day he might just randomly decide to get in your car or whatever. So write out your plan, and then, or you could just think about this plan in your head and strategize what you're going to do, how you're going to get out. And then whenever you're ready, go ahead and execute that plan, and then disappear. Give him the divorce papers, so that he can sign them. It might be hard, because you never know, you might not even get him to sign it. But if it definitely gets to an extent where it gets really difficult, then you should get law enforcement into this, and definitely get a lawyer and everything, because it's not going to be an easy fight. There are a lot of people out here who have videos on what to do when you have or when you're getting a divorce with a narcissist. So I would definitely recommend looking at a lot of those videos. So as far as being skeptical about whether or not he's a narcissist or not, maybe there's probably a lot more information that you have that you're not really telling me, so I can't really just go and say, yeah, definitely he's a narcissist. But I will say that he does have narcissistic traits. Maybe you should go to well, you did say that you don't have money for therapy and coaching, but this relationship does sound like it's not healthy, so it is best that you try as best as you can to plan and strategize how you're going to leave, and then do what you have to do to leave. Try and save a lot of money and take care of yourself during this whole process, because it is going to be very expensive. And divorce, even when you're not with a narcissist, it is very hard to deal with. So yeah, thank you so much, Samantha, and we hope that you give us an update. You guys can email me at healerpsych695@gmail.com. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. This is T. It's MPD News.